Welcome to Free Meditation TV. My name is Oksana and this is Jane.
Hi, thank you for joining us tonight.
Today our topic is how to be successful, be accomplished in our day-to-day life and not lose vibrations or not to lose balance. First we'll discuss how do we get our desires. Our desires come to us from the center that's called Nabi Chakra. Nabi Chakra is the center that's located at the level of the solar plexus. And we seek food, we seek shelter, we seek money through this center. Now when we have desires within us, we want to act. And that's when we come to the right side, because the right side with us is called the channel of action, our thinking power.
Mm-hmm. So yes, the left side is the channel of desire. So we have the desire from the left, and now we move to the channel of action. So when we're planning and creating and doing all these things, thinking about what we're going to do, how we're going to achieve our goals, whatever it might be, money, success, power, we are using the power of Swadhisthana Chakra, which is the right side over here, which is the thumb. And by using it too much, I mean, yes, it's there to use, but by using it too much, it can be overworked and you'll start feeling heaviness and heat on your right channel.
So when we overwork our right channel, we have some problems. We have weak liver, weak heart, we could have insomnia, we could have anxiety, and that's not very good things. So what can we do to help ourselves? And that's where Sahaja Yoga could help you. Because in Sahaja Yoga, we learn how to be in the center channel and how to be active and not feel stress. And not active, we could say it's like a contradiction, how to work and not work. So first let's review what happens when we first get realization. Mm-hmm. When we first get realization, our energy kundalini rises and our parasympathetic system becomes active. So we're always relaxed. And this is the state when we're relaxed, but we're active. We could think, we could act, but we have the witness state within us. We're not involved in it. So this state is not artificial, it's innate. So we are in this state.
That's right. So we want to stay in the central channel. But if we're on the right channel and we've overworked it, sometimes we can swing to the left. So we could be continually swinging left to right. So until we have our self-realization, we can now focus and try to remain in the center.
Yes, many people do have trouble. They go from the left to right to left. And this happens, they could be very successful, they're happy, their adrenaline is going, and then something happens, something is ruined, so they go into the left side, they get depression, then the swing goes back. But when we're on the central channel, then we watch our emotions, we watch, we work and we watch ourselves.
Right.
That's when we become the spirit and we're just watching what we do. That's how we're always in balance.
That's right. And how do we maintain this balance? We meditate, first of all. We have to meditate. 5 to 10 minutes a day, if you can do that, is ideal. There are other methods. Now, if we're talking mainly about the right side overworking, we can use our vibrations. We have certain methods of clearing our right channel. We can also use an ice pack. If you're feeling a lot of heat and heaviness on the right channel, we can put an ice pack on our liver.
And also another thing, we could foot soak.
Oh yes, yeah.
Foot soak and ice pack, everything to do with the right side. Now, how do we know that our right channel is overworked? Before we actually feel insomnia or we feel problems with liver, we use our vibrations. Mm-hmm. So how do we use vibrations? If we feel heat and burning on our right center, sometimes it could be like really painful on our hands. It means that the right channel is in trouble. So what do? The best way is before you go to sleep, you foot soak for 10 minutes. We have a little video about
Right.
foot soaking, and this really helps. If you do that every night before you go to sleep for 5-10 minutes, you will cool down your right channel. And the lever, on the lever you put a little ice pack, especially when you meditate and you feel you cannot stop thinking.
That's right.
That's what you do. You put your ice pack on the lever to stop thinking.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, overworked right side is too much thinking as well, which is a regular problem these days for a lot of people.
So to answer our question, how to achieve accomplishments in life without getting stressed out, would be to meditate and to be on the central channel and use vibrations to always balance yourself.
So now let's listen to a talk of Shri Mataji.
This spirit, when it manifests, it also gives you a state which we call as collective consciousness. It's the state by which you become, again I say become, it's actualization, it is not just talking. You become conscious collectively, means you become conscious of another person's centers on your fingertips. You also become self-aware. You know about yourself, what centers are catching, where are we going. Like a person who becomes mentally upset, he doesn't know. Till he becomes mad, goes to lunatic asylum and dies, he does not know. But in Sahaja Yoga, immediately you can find out that there's something going wrong with your mental side. If a person gets into cancer, he might get into the state of galloping cancer, about to die, then he may discover that he has got cancer. But in Sahaja Yoga, if there's a little imbalance, immediately it shows on your fingertips. And if you know how to do it, how to correct it, then every problem is solved. So as I told you yesterday, yoga has double meaning. Yoga means union with the divine. That's one. And the second one is the expertise, the deftness, what we call in Sanskrit kaushalam. You must have the deftness, how to handle this all-pervading power that is flowing through us, how to understand ourselves, how to understand others. That's an important part of Sahaja Yoga. Now the third thing that happens with self-realization is that you get a state of peace, of bliss, and of joy. When the Kundalini rises above this Agya Chakra, you become thoughtlessly aware. It's called as Nirvichar Samadhi, thoughtlessly aware, where there is no thought in your mind. If you want, you can think. If you want, you can think. But if you don't want, you can be in that state where you don't think. Actually, it's maddening sometimes the way man is thinking, morning till evening, yarns after yarns, useless things, a joyless pursuit. But when this thinking stops, you are above the thoughts. I would say, to give it a simile, that the waves of thought come and go away. Another thought comes and goes away. We are jumping on the cusp of the thought all the time. Supposing we can just get in the center of the thought, that is the present. If we could stop at the present moment, then we are not worried about the thoughts. Like the waves of water, if you are in the waves, you are frightened of that. But supposing you are in a boat, then you can see the waves and enjoy them. In the same way, what happens to you that you jump up to a higher state of existence through which you see the thoughts. If you want, you don't want to see, you need not see. Now the thoughts that you see also are very wide and deeper, where you get inspirations. That's why, as Dr. Warren has told you, that your creativity improves. You can become tremendously dynamic, because your time is not wasted in wasteful thinking. You just know this is it. This is the exact. This is what we have to do. And that's how people get rid of many of their problems of mental tensions. There's no tension at all. You don't have any worries. You just see the thing like the witness. You become the witness of the whole drama. When you are in the drama, you think you are a part and parcel of the drama. Sometimes you weep with it and cry with it. But when the drama is over, you realize it was just a drama. I was not there. In the same way it happens to you, that you achieve a witness state. It happens to you. Even if you want to get involved, you cannot. You just cannot get it. That's how you can solve the problems better, because you are away from the problems. You can see what the problem is, but when you are in it, you are upset, full of tension, worries. And sometimes people get so upset with it that they commit suicide when they find no solution. But if you are away from it, then you can definitely solve the problem. Now this witness state has to grow within you gradually, with little understanding and with little meditation, which is very simple, which you can do very easily. Nothing has to be done about it. The last center is the center of Sahasrara, they call it, because there are 1,000 petals. 1,000 petals because there are 1,000 nerves which get enlightened. And the light from the flame, as you see in a candle, in the same way, it appears like tongues of flames, beautiful tongues of flame of various colors. You see them opening out. First you don't see, first you become the light, and then you can see it also, that it opens out as a beautiful lotus of flames of beautiful colors. And you stand in between to see that you are there watching all this within yourself. This center has a speciality, that all the centers you have seen, the 6 centers, are placed in the head. This is what we call the station of the centers, or the pithas. The centers are working there, but actually their guarding forces are in the head. And when the Kundalini comes up and she integrates you and enlightens the brain, all these centers also get enlightened, and you feel that you are completely integrated. Your mind, your body, your soul all work together. There's no fight. You are extremely restful, you are peaceful, and the bliss you feel actually as physical manifestation. For example, if you want to see something very beautiful, you see something very beautiful and you like it, like Mona Lisa's painting now, many people go to see that. They don't know what they like about it, but I know what it is. When you watch that, there is no thought. There's no thought. When there is no thought, the creation of the artist in that photograph or in that painting or in any beautiful scene or anything that you see, the whole thing is reflected within you as if it's a ripple-less ocean or a ripple-less lake in which all the surroundings are reflected completely. And then you feel actually physically as if the joy and the peace is flowing down you, like peaceful happening. You feel that relaxation just coming on you. Physically also you feel it, and you feel extremely charmed by that.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the talk of Shri Mataji. So now is the time when we have a few minutes to meditate. And how do we meditate? We leave our hands open, palms up. We try and keep our attention at the top of our head. We can always raise our Kundalini with our right hand and even feel a cool breeze if we can. And just keep our attention and let's meditate.
welcome back. In this segment, we will answer some of your questions. Any questions?
Yes, we have several questions. Question number 1. After being unhappy and lethargic all week, if I understand correctly, it was suggested that I should start planning. However, I recall previous episodes where too much planning causes other problems. How much is too much and how can I tell?
If you love to plan, then you have to throw away your organizer. But if you are on the left side and you are lethargic, then it's a good start to plan, to jump on the right side. So there are no suggestion for everybody. We're all different. So
That's right. We have vibrations. You have to check your vibrations at times to see, because like Oksana said, we're all different. We will have different combination of problems.
So this is just for people who are on the left side. If you're on the right side and you plan too much and you think too much, then our suggestion is to get a little ice pack and put on your liver and throw away your planning devices. Any other question?
Yes, question 2. How to know if some desires are good or bad? It seems that this determination is opinion-based.
I would say that there is no bad or good desires. What we try to say is that if you go to extremes on your desires, then you might get into trouble. For example, very common for ladies, we like to go shopping. So if we shop for every day, for this, for that, that might not be very good. But if you try to substitute just desire to acquire things to desire to acquire aesthetics, and you try to shop to some nice thing and then eventually to things that emit vibrations, then you turn this madness, this desire to shop into something useful. That's how you could always try to find balance in anything you desire.
Yeah, it's because now you have vibrations. You can actually physically feel vibrations of these things that you're purchasing. So yeah, with some balance, you'll know what is good and what is not so good.
Yeah, it's also be useful. You will not fill your house with
Yes, junk.
junk. You could just find some, maybe not so many things, but aesthetically beautiful. We don't have any questions. Thank you for watching. Let's see you next week.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and if you have any questions whatsoever or suggestions, please send us an email. We'll be more than happy to get back to you.